Take the Lincoln Tunnel through Weehawken, through Secaucus, across the Hackensack River, and you'll arrive, as we have, at MetLife Stadium at East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Detroit Lions and the New York Jets. "22 men ready to do battle. It's time to dance." And off we go from MetLife Stadium. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. Here's Wilson to throw. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
Well, partner, that's the start that you want right there. And you know he spent the entire offseason throwing hundreds, I'd probably say thousands of passes, getting ready for that moment. The first throw of the new season. He's dreamed about it, thought about it, and now it's out of the way.
Yeah, 1 for 1, a lot more to go. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
It was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They run it again with Cook. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and about 4 more for a first.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. The tackle by Eric Armstead.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle, but give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. On 2nd down, Cook. And he's got room. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Jets are on the board here first in the season opener. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. They'll come out throwing here on first down.
That's complete to the fullback, Ricard.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
That's on the guard, David Edwards.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Looking to throw.
And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a 2nd down here.
Ready up.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll set up a throw.
He has a man. It's complete to Wilson. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that 1st down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Another run here with Sanders. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 1st down Lions on a pickup of 13. Couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. This is shaping up to be a really nice-looking drive to get the season underway here.
And how long do you think that they actually have been plotting this drive? I'm talking about the coaching staff, right? They've been thinking about this for a while now, and I think they're executing it even better than what they expected.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Another completion there. You know, we think about the draft back in the spring. He was selected, obviously, the #1 overall pick. There's great money with that, but, Charles, I would think maybe an extra burden, too, or is that not that big of a deal at all?
It actually is in the beginning of his career an added burden, but it's one of those things that if you play well.
And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. And the first play will be a field goal try. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And this is going to be no good. He missed it off to the left, and this will stay at a 7-point game.
Wow, that qualifies as a bad miss because anything inside of 40 should be automatic. That's a big mistake right there.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1. 48 yards rushing for him now to this point.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now a throw here to his running back. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down. Now Wilson. And that'll be incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Here we go.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now it's Wilson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. That's to Cook out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Again, Wilson. And complete right side to Cook. And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got his tight end Fant, and he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down, 2nd and right at a yard.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
From the 22, Wilson looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Cook. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 12-yard line. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brandon, that's what you call being manhandled at the point of attack. And I know the offensive line gets a lot of blame for that one. But occasionally, the defense just knows what you're going to do. Maybe they scouted it perfectly. Maybe someone tipped it off. But on that play, it had no chance.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Second and 11 now. Throwing is Wilson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Now it's Chris Boswell on for the field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. The fake field goal catches everyone by surprise. And the Jets' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Boswell for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Open man right side is St. Brown. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And he goes down at the 26, a pickup of 13, and that last play began at the 13. First down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Okay, ready?
2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown.
And he's brought down after a very nice gain. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal.
They'll try and sneak it here. And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. It's their quarterback with his first career touchdown in his first career game.
And the Lions are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half.
No problem there on the extra point. And that'll make our score 14-7.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Good starting position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. They go play action with Wilson. He'll dump this off to Cook. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Right back to Cook for another completion. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This from 54 yards away. And that's off the right upright, and it bounces away no good. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half. Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. It appears they're going to come up empty on this first drive of the second half, still down by that slim margin.
Yeah, and that's okay. You know, when you sit and analyze it, they're not happy about what happened, having to go to the bench. But this gives them a chance to let their defense do some work while they on the sidelines go over what they're doing offensively and formulate a proper plan.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Play action. It's Wilson. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Flying in for that sack, Aiden Hutchinson. This defense coming out after the half, and if that plays any indicator, Charles, maybe a little refreshed and refocused here for quarters 3 and 4.
Yeah, they did really well on that one. That's exactly what they need to keep doing if they want to change their fortunes in this game.
Play action. Now Wilson. And they take this up near the 30 before he's taken down. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we remember?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. 63 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. From the gun, it's Wilson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Aiden Hutchinson in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day. Here's the Jets punter now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. Now it's Peterson. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
Over the middle and complete to Wilson. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it. Brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
But these are the situations that really test the defense, those sudden changes. They're already inside field goal range to start the possession. Their goal now, keep it to a long kick, if indeed they end up trying one.
They'll try the middle with Cook. And some room to roam now. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Here's Cook again. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple, down to the 15-yard line.
In my book, that's running the ball well but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9. On third down, Wilson. Throw left side, taken in by Claypool. And the Jets are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Here we go.
To throw is Wilson. Steps away to his left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on third and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you've kind of run out of your running plays. Fire another one into the end zone.
From the 4 now, third and goal. Cook. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you want 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
5, 6, 4, weak.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. So here we go. On now is the kicker, Chris Boswell. This to make it a 2-score game. Boswell's kick is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So that's, CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
Let's go now.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's complete to Peoples-Jones. And they work this well upfield across the 45. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. He'll get it inside the 20. Touchdown, Detroit! So that's a really big play here in the 4th quarter. And don't look now, they're right back in this game.
Did it feel to you, as it did to me, that maybe they were a little bit soft in what they were lining up with on defense? Almost like they were protecting the lead rather than trying to make a play.
And now that lead is down to just 1 score. The point after is good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback, because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My high school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And deed means action.
Exactly.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And they've just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson able to hit his target, Claypool. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Let's go, let's go.
Wilson on the keeper. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. It's a gain of a yard. That's good for a Jets first down.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. Oh, no, he lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Well, some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. Now left side, and he loses the football a 2nd time. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief, because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done, but they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it, and that's exactly what they did.
They start on the ground here at Sanders, and he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Big Derek Brown making the stop.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Working with 2nd and 5 now. Another run with Sanders. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
And the Jets D, they call on a couple extra defensive backs on 3rd. They'll look to throw. He has a man. It's complete to Wilson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards. He's back to throw. Going right back to Wilson. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure their investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue to do that.
Second down, back to Sanders. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Back to throw. On a bad time late for a poor throw. It's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And the Jets have just about sewn up this football game. When the rookie QB gets his first touchdown pass, that's one you put in the trophy case. First career interception, that's going to be one he wants to forget.
Yeah, and he's not going to go ask for the football, right? Yeah, you can keep that one. The key for him, what does he learn from it? When he watches the tape, does he have an answer right now where he already understands what mistake he made? That's what the coaches are going to want to know, and that's what they'll grill him on and see how he grows from it.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Cook up the gut. And not much there at all as he'll get this only up to about the 11. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Excitement for week 1, and one of our early window games here in week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record, but everyone's got to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between week 1 and week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Jets, it wasn't always pretty, but they do eke out the week 1 victory here by a field goal. And they'll get another home date next week as the Browns will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week